Hey everybody, Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads on the lender call today. So welcome to the call. And we're going to go through a few different things here for lenders. He's going to be joining me here in a little bit. So when she gets with us, she will join the call. And one of the things I want to discuss is, or not really discuss, but show you, is we added a new email to all of your accounts. And I'm going to scroll down. And on the database, under database email blast right here, engage seller and buyer leads, there is an email. The agents, if you've got agents in your lender account, I'll log into my account after I show you this, and I'll show you what the agents will see in your account. But the email for the lenders is the first one right here. Finally a market that favors home buyers again. And if I click on it here, you will see subject line we just discussed, and the body of the email here is talking about just a little bit of a market update for buyers. So you can see here, it says, it's not just your imagination. This is turning into one of the strongest buyers markets that we've seen in nearly a decade. And you can send this out to your buyer leads and listings to leads. You can take this, drop this into Follow Up Boss, which I will show you, or any other email program. So it continues. According to the Realtor.com June 2025 National Housing Trends Report, homes are sitting longer, averaging 53 days on market. Over 20% of listings had a price reduction in June, the highest level for any June since 2016. And sellers are offering closing cost credits, rate buy downs, and real flexibility. So the idea here is we want to encourage to the buyers that if you are in a position to buy a home, so you got your credit dialed in, you've got a stable job, you are good to go to buying a home, waiting for rate cuts where even like a 0.25% rate cut, maybe that's like $80 to $100 a month savings versus so much more that you can get out of it by, via some of these other things like closing cost credits, rate buy downs, and with the real flexibility from that. You can do if you do a 2-1 buy down, you could save $12,000 in the first 2 years versus like 80 to 100, like 1,500 to 2,000. If you are a buyer, as soon as that rate gets cut, what's going to happen? More buyers are going to be coming into the market. We're going to have a lot more competition in those homes. Again, for those buyers that are looking to buy, but they're on the fence right now, we really want to encourage them. Listen, there are some great opportunities out there for you to get into a home and get some more savings than you probably even imagine. So the email continues. In short, and I'm reading right here, you've got options, leverage, and real negotiating power, especially if you're pre-approved and ready to move. And so what the first offer here is to offer them a list of price reduced homes for sale in the area. These are the kind of homes we may be able to negotiate thousands off the list price, ask the seller to buy down the mortgage rate, get your closing costs covered, right? These are all possibilities in a market where buyers have leverage. So again, if and when those rates get cut, you're going to see more buyers come into the marketplace. You're going to see less leverage. You're going to see less opportunity for the buyers to negotiate with the seller to make a difference on the number one thing, which is really the monthly payment. And so it continues here. If you're thinking about buying this year, this might be the most favorable market we've seen in a long time. Let me know if you want to help get it pre-approved, a custom financing plan, and then guidance on how to use seller and paid incentives like 2-1 buy down, etc. So I'm going to send this to all of Yee's leads and listings to leads. And I'm just going to click send. Now I can schedule this email if I want to, but I'm going to click send. And let's see here. Oh, I didn't select the list. All right. All right. All of her leads are buyer leads. So I'm just going to hit all. So there we go. Real quickly before I send it, let me just show you there is a preview tab. So we got the edit and we got the preview. So here we are in the preview tab, and you got the get pre-qualified now. So that's part of the signature, and that's going to this landing page right here. So this is all set up for you automatically. I own a home I'm renting, name and email, and then they can submit and get help. You can help them get pre-qualified. All right, so let's get this out to all of her leads. And again, click send. 194 leads. That's only like in the last couple of months. Yes, go ahead and send it. Boom. Beautiful. All right. Scheduled that we'll start sending out here very shortly. If I go back to the dashboard, there was another email in there. Let me just show you, because every month, this is just more of an interesting email, 10 interesting dates in July. Every month, we try to do a couple a month. I know summer's a little bit slow. We'll try to do a little bit of a better job. This is a great one to send us a little bit late now. I mean, we're almost at the 24th. Oh my gosh, July 24th. So it's a little bit late to be sending this out, but this is a great email. A lot of our clients, the agents and lenders, right, will send this out within the first couple of days of July. We just go through some interesting dates in July. So again, it's a little bit of an aside. Just we don't want to always be talking about real estate, even though that is obviously the main topic. So this is a great email. And normally we put this in a couple of days before the start of the new month. So when you come in here towards the middle part of next week, like the 28th or 29th, you would see the one for August right there. All right. So let's see here. I'll tell you, one of the great ways for ye to be getting a lot of great conversations going is using other agents' listings. And she's going to be joining us here in a little bit, hopefully. But she has been calling up agents that have good listings. And then she just adds those listings to her account. She doesn't even talk to the agent, or she doesn't even add the agent to her account. So what she has done, if I click on agents, is she has added herself as a agent. So if you're a lender and you're in the lender account, if you click add agent, you can add yourself as an agent. And I'll show you what that looks like. So if I go to ads, and what's really cool is, so imagine instead of giving an agent an account that they got to deal with and everything, it's just so much simpler, even for her, to just call an agent up. And she's had great success doing this. Call an agent up. And in fact, this listing right here is only been on the market for a week. And she called the agent up and she said, "Hey, I'd love to market your listing. I'm a lender in the area and I like to market listings to buyers so we can get more buyer leads for the listings. And I will follow up with them. And then any leads that we generate, I will send them to you." Not, let me rephrase that. She's not sending the leads, but as she's talking to people, then she will send those leads to the agent. So she actually talked to an agent lead earlier in the week. And it was actually really cool because that lead was doing a 1031 exchange. And this agent has experience with tax stuff. And so it was a great lead handoff. And while she is building up her business and she's talking to people continuously from these ads, she's also then able to, as those leads are ready to talk to an agent, or they want to get start looking at a list of homes or what have you, she's then turning that lead over to the agent, which is phenomenal because now she's turning over qualified leads that she's actually talked to that are expecting to hear from the realtor. And that's just an absolutely beautiful position to be in versus just sending the agent a bunch of leads. So here's the ad. And if I click show ad, lately Facebook has been a little bit weird and they're not actually showing like they normally do. So I don't know if I don't know if it is a short-term thing. Yeah, I don't know. But you can see the ad right here. Oh, let's do that again. I'm going to click view ad. And here's you right here. But talking about the ad that you're running here, on a list. I was talking about instead of adding the agents to your account, how you're just calling the agents up
Yep.
and asking. So why don't you talk about that real quickly?
So I found a listing that's the meat of the market. Okay. You probably already explained that, right?
Actually, no, I didn't. So
Okay.
thank you for bringing that up. So go ahead and just talk about what you mean by that.
Yeah. So meat of the market meaning, let's just say the median average listing price is about 650 and I go up and down about 20%. So that's my meat of the market. And I usually look at the home has been sitting on the market for about 30 days or more, possibly price reduced, and have upcoming open house. If not, that's okay. So find the listings, okay, that fits into that narrative. Then
No,
I
real quickly, I
yeah,
just mentioned that this has only been on the market for a week, though. This one in particular.
but this is the meat of the market.
Correct.
If I can't find any other criteria that fit this, it's okay. So I call up the listing agent and I say, hey, I'm calling regarding this listing you have, and I wonder if you would allow me to market your listing for you to my social media and database. That's it. And they will either say yes or they say no. And this particular, oh yeah, of course, thank you. That's it. And I
Yeah,
find, yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
a
a
lot
simple question.
easier.
You do not need to complicate it. Just say, hey, is that okay if I market your listing to my social media and database? That's all you need to say.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was very favorable, and then well, I tell you what's really great is when you're a lender, trying to establish relationships with agents. So then after she ran doing the ad, he had an open house and she went by and met the agent at the open house, did a little walkthrough video for TikTok and Instagram, and had a great conversation with him. Super cool agent. And what I think is so beautiful about that strategy is you're not, when you give an agent an account, what happened? They got to use the account. So they got to log in. And it's like when an agent comes to Listings to Leads and they want to sign up, that's one thing because they actively came to Listings to Leads. But when you're approaching an agent about, hey, would you like a Listings to Leads account? They don't necessarily know what's up. They didn't ask for it. They may or may never log into it. And so, really, what value are you adding in that case? You're not really adding any value, right? You think you are, but you're really not. When you just ask them, hey, can I market your listing to my social media audience and my database? They're more likely to say, even if they say no, that's great. You've had a few agents that never called you back, or maybe they said no, I can't remember.
If you get them on the phone, 100% they say yes. If I can't get them on the phone, obviously you just move on to the next one because they
Oh,
won't call you
wow.
back. Yeah. And I think, remember you were at the MLS meeting and the MLS, I think the people who are in charge is like, you'll be stupid not to let somebody market your listing, especially in this market, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a plus. So if they don't see that, then you just walk away because, hey, no harm, no foul. That's their mindset. You can't change that. But there are
Yeah.
plenty of listing agents out there that will be like, wow, perfect. Thank you. So
Yeah.
then you take that any given day. And you know what's interesting is after I ran that ad, I got a buyer and I refer that buyer to the agent already. So you already like one,
I just mentioned that before you got on the call.
yeah. So you're already creating value in that sense. And for a lot of these agents there who are not tech savvy, like this particular one, he's just not tech savvy. He's not too much into social media. So you have a lot of add value in that sense. You're becoming the marketing tool for this guy, right? And he remembers that distinctively.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting because you're exactly right. Where a lot of agents, especially, if you're into listing to leads, you're probably a little bit more tech savvy than the average person. Oh, and we tend to think, oh my God, everybody's on Facebook, everybody knows this, everybody is doing it. When that's not the case at all. I think most of the people you're talking to, they're not doing ads. They may post it to their Facebook page, but they're probably not running an ad. And so when you come in and just say, hey, can I give you more exposure for your listing via social media and to my database? And again, normally we've been talking about where you do it for listings that maybe the price reduced, maybe they've been on the market for a little bit. but this is a beautiful listing, great price. I have to think this listing is going to sell here pretty quickly.
Mhm.
He was like, yes, straight up. And then it was really cool because then explain a little bit about the conversation you had with him, because I thought it was really cool versus no, just think of this. You're a lender and you call an agent up. One conversation is, hey, I'm a lender and I'd like to give you a free listings to leads account. That's a conversation. But I think the problem there is, again, they're thinking, so, what do I have to do? And all, no.
Yeah, they immediately connect all the extra work they have to do, and on top of they don't know what is listing city. So then
Yeah, I
you
was explaining
dive
when
into
an
more
agent
of a
comes to,
conversation. Yeah, you get yourself into more of a strange land.
versus just something super simple and super straightforward, which is, can I help you market? Can I help you get more exposure for your listing via social media and to my database
Yeah,
right away? But then I think
they immediately see
from
the value.
there, yeah. And then one of the, it was funny because he was asking me, "Well, do you think I should send him the stats and everything for this listing?" And I was like, you could, or you could tell him, but he
That's
is
totally up
so,
to you.
yeah. And I think it could be great. This agent is so just not into doing social media that I was like, you totally could. But I think the fact that you sent him a qualified buyer lead or so buy, yeah, buyer lead,
Right.
excuse me,
Yeah.
that's the value, right? The value is in when you're qualifying these leads, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But the value is to be able to hand off somebody when it's appropriate to that agent. And so as you're generating leads, the leads will be tagged with the agent's name. So as you're generating leads, keep in mind who the agent was. The address will be a tag. A worst case scenario, you can always look up the address and see who the agent was for that listing. But it's handing off those leads to the agent. He didn't have to log into listings to leads. He didn't have to do this and that and not sure what he's doing. He is doing all of it because as a lender, if you're using listings to leads, you're probably going to be more consistent, and you can go to listing every single week and establish new relationships. And hopefully, as you're generating leads, you're calling them back, you're qualifying them, being able to hand them off to the agents. That again, where the value is added.
And I do property videos every week. I go to open houses. And it's interesting because the last open house I went, the listing agent looked at me like, You're not gonna put that on your social media, are you?" She gave me that really dirty look, and I was like, "Oh, it doesn't have to be." So, what I'm saying is not every agent is prone to this kind of activity, even though I'm thinking you have a beautiful listing and you don't want it sold, but I can push.
That was like a multi-million-dollar listing, and I get it sometimes where people that was like a really expensive listing, and
Mm,
sometimes I get it. People in that
and there's no
market, they
furniture
really
in it.
want their privacy.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
versus and let's think about that, right? We went to that property just because we knew it would be eye candy for social media. Just beautiful, just property. The interior had a really bad, the property had a super bad layout, but it was beautiful nonetheless. It would have photographed beautifully. It would have looked beautiful on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. But being a super high-end listing, I think she even said the homeowner does not want this on social media, period. So she wasn't doing any ads. She wasn't doing any postings.
No, what my point is, not everyone will want to work with you. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
There are
yeah,
plenty listings out there. There are plenty listings that being marketed for a long time that just perfect for your narrative. Perfect for you to go, hey, can I market your listing to my social media database so you
yeah,
have a lot more exposure?
yeah,
That's
yep, exactly. So
the more
anyways,
you do that, the more the real estate agent is gonna see you all over the place and they're gonna remember, oh yeah, I see you here, I see you. So you're actually creating some presence there.
mm,
And at
a
some
lot more
point, this
visibility.
relationship will grow
Yeah,
because they see you more and more in the local areas. Because not every mortgage broker is going out there doing videos or talking to real estate agents.
yeah, yeah. And it's kind of fun to go out and do some quick little videos of properties during open houses, but you're not sitting at the open house. I mean, you could, and I think that's going to be something maybe once in a while, doing an open house with an agent where maybe you do more like an event, right? We talk about open house mastery where you do an open house and you've got catering there, you've got all your signs out. We do a big push on social media. And if an agent and a lender, the agent and the lender want to team up for that, and the lender can be at the open house doing pre-quals for people coming through, that's great. But with what Yi is doing is just popping by the open house, introducing yourself to the agent, immediately walking into the listing. In fact, why don't you talk about that real quickly? Because you've been doing this now for a couple of weeks and, immediately identifying and introducing yourself as a lender is really actually cool because then the agents go, oh, it's nice for you to come through my listing. Right?
Or just super easy. You just go and introduce yourself and say, hey, my name is Yi. I'm a local lender. And would you mind if I just take a quick video of this place? It's very cool. And I think I would love to show that to my database and my social media. They immediately, oh, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. It
was
was
so
only
cool.
that one listing.
Yeah.
And it was a bummer because it was a bit of a drive for us to get over there because we were on one side of, we were in Roseville. We had to drive it was like a 20-minute drive. And we get there, beautiful, almost like a $3 million listing and just gorgeous. I'm
It's okay.
doing the
We
video
don't
and
have
I'm
to
like,
draw
oh
on
my,
this.
pardon me?
I see it. We get it.
Yeah. So anyway, that was sad. But
Yeah,
I think,
totally agree. Right.
yeah,
Going to open house is strong. They get to meet you face to face. Exactly.
yeah,
And this is so interesting. I met this guy. He has a very distinctive mustache. I actually did not say that. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're the lender with the Cybertruck, and I'm the realtor with the mustache. That's how
yeah,
he connected. I'm like, perfect. And then I
yeah,
can send an email, say, hey, remember me? I run into your open house. Blah. That's how you connect with realtors like that. And they
yeah,
will remember you.
yeah. And then send them a link to the video that you do. These videos are not all we're doing is doing a little video clip. In fact, I've got it right here. A DJI, dude, you could just use your hand with the selfie stick. I've got a little bit more of a advanced DJI 7P gimbal. You turn it on, you walk through and it keeps things steady. Sometimes it's a little bit of annoying because it wants to have a mind of its own on where it's pointing to. But the goal here, we're not the agent. This is not a property video in the sense I'm the agent. I'm doing a full on property video that's got to be perfect. We're just doing clips. And then you sent the last one actually for this house right here. You send it to the agent, let them know, hey, I got 200 views or whatever it is, views. This is all found money for the agent, even if it only got 50 views, because you're just starting out with this kind of a strategy. When you stay more consistent and you do more of them, you'll start getting more views. But again, it's just free money or free exposure for that agent's listing. And so they're going to be appreciative again. Now, later on, if you want to, if you develop a relationship with them and want to give them a account within your listings to leads, a lender account, you can totally do that. But I think the real value from a lender is doing what he is doing right here. And I can tell you within a few months, you're going to have a lot more agent relationships than if you were just trying to do this a different way.
Yeah, I agree. My goal is to just none of the realtors have a very loyal relationship with lenders, just
Yeah.
how the market is, how they always operate, right? But
Yeah.
if you have a few, and that's all you need, right?
Imagine
That's
if we
great.
can do this for 2 agents, 2 listings a week in 6 months. That's over 10 agents. And not all of them are going to pan out. Not all of them are going to be
It's in your business, but
yeah. But again, imagine in a year from now, when if you do 1 or 2 a week, you could easily have 50 to 100 agents in that are not just agents, but that are agents that you've actually done ads for, that you've sent leads to.
business, yeah,
Yeah. And imagine like a lead. So you got a lead in your listings to leads account or it's in Follow Up Boss or wherever it is.
yeah.
And
I,
imagine 6 months from now, that lead raises their hand, they reach back out to you, and you call an agent up that totally forgot about you. And you say, hey, by the way, in this case, Don, right? The listing agent here was this guy, Don from Realty One Group. Imagine 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now, one of these leads that she's generated raise her hand. And she calls Don back and says, "Hey, Don, by the way, I did that ad for you in July, and hey, I've got another buyer lead for you." That talk about just amazing.
Because now you're constantly in their sort of realm of consciousness. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're always in it, like you will have subjects to talk about because you will give them the buyer leads. So they were like, okay, yeah, I remember her. So when there's a buyer that needs financing, they will think of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm building a long game here. So instead of having a short term view, I want all of you guys think about as a long term strategy, not just like one off. Okay, am I going to get somebody pre approved? Am I going to get the real do business with me? No, just think about this more of a long term strategy. If you're consistent over a period of time, you're going to see results. Okay, am I right or wrong?
Oh, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Hey, and if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like this video, comment in where you're coming in from. I know we got Tony Valdez out of Arizona.
And
But if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment real quickly. Let us know who you are, where you're coming from. Would love to say hello with you.
yeah,
And
what
go ahead.
can also, I think one of the challenges, I think it's for everybody, especially in this age of business. Social media is it's just such a game, right? It's new for a lot of us who've been sitting at the table just doing loans and shoveling papers all day long. You forgot to see like the power of social media. And I think a lot of loan agents are missing the point. If you, that's my point is go do TikTok videos, do IG videos, because you will stand out compared to other loan agent who don't do that.
Yeah.
Because you want to have it's like a build your own personal brand.
Oh, and you're going to get better at doing video yourself. Doing videos of properties is really one of the easiest ways, I think, to get started in social media or to add more content to your current social media platforms. It's easy, right? Again, I'm not the agent that was hired by the seller to produce a video where I got to bring in a professional. We're going to do all the editing. It's going to take 2 or 3 days to get done. I'm going to spend $500. No, we're just doing what we do is we do maybe it could be anywhere from like 3 to 6 video clips of the features of the house. Depending on the property, maybe we do more of a walkthrough video. Maybe if it's other properties, it might just be a clip in the kitchen and then maybe a clip from the kitchen to walking out to the backyard. Every house is going to be a little bit different. So don't sit there and try to swallow an elephant in one bite where you go through the whole house in one sweep. You typically what you do is at the beginning is we'll be in the front of the house, right? So actually walk through that. I think I love how you do that in the beginning.
The first clip, I watched this guy, I think his name is Hasselman, how he does the pretty videos for real estate agents. So the first thing I do is how much like 700,000 will get you in the location that you're talking about. But that's the only thing I say because it just makes it easier for me to repeat myself again and again for the next video, for the next video. So it's kind of my format. Okay. How much 700,000 can you get in Roseville, California? Let's go check it out. So that's my first clip.
And notice she didn't say that real quickly. Notice she didn't say, "Hey, this is Yi with
So
Answer
then
Home
you have to go
Loans."
right into it.
Just boom, get into it.
Get into it. Yeah. Then you go into the open house, meet the real estate agent. A lot of them are very, very nice. Most of them really are. Then you like, would you mind if I do a little clip here and there? They're like, oh, go for it, go for it. So you do a little area, living room usually, and then go to the master bedroom, or I go to the backyard if there's a beautiful pool, because that's always a feature that stands out. And this
Real
is
quick on that, super real quick, when you're thinking about the open houses to go to,
yeah,
yeah, again, just like the ad you're going to run, right? You want to be the meat of the market and all that kind of good stuff. When you go to the open houses with are properties with pools, properties that are being lived in, so they got furniture, or at least they're mostly staged. We don't want to go to,
empty home.
empty houses or houses that, I mean, you can do whatever you want to, but when it's on social media, we want it to pop. And starting at the front of the house and then going to the pool as like the second shot can be really great because again, what will $715,000 get you in Roseville? Come with me and let's find out. And then you walk in towards the front of the door and then having the next clip be by the pool, if there's a pool, or in the nice kitchen. So just be a little bit cognizant of while we are not doing full on property videos for the seller, we are doing videos for our social media. So we want to have a property that's going to, maybe you're doing now, it could be an investor property and you want to work with an investor, they're usually cash. Typically when we want to work with buyers. So my point here is just make sure that the property you're doing is going to be something that's interesting.
Yeah.
So don't just go to an open house because it's open with no thought as it to will show well on social media.
Hmm. Tony has a good point. He said, I did an ad for a top producing agent and got a solid lead over and then scored a face to face. Yeah, that's how you build relationships. And then the next you know, you do a deal with the agent loves you, and he or she will continue to funnel deals to you.
Yeah, because
That's
agents are
how it
constantly
works.
getting approached by lenders,
Yeah.
and again, that's where in the past with listings to leads before you got involved here, most lenders were, trying to add agents to their account and trying to train the agents on how to use listings to leads, and that's cool. That's fine. Maybe you do a lunch and learn to a group of agents. That can be a great way to definitely establish a relationship with agents, of course. But I think the simpler way and the way to really just drive business, to drive deals, is the way we're talking about right here. Yeah. And yeah, Tony, that's exactly what you was doing in the beginning. And that's kind of where we sit. But then after a while, you're going to go through that inventory pretty quickly, right? After a while, there's not many more homes that are plus 30. Obviously every week there's new ones because they go from 1 to 7 to 14, 21, 28, and so on.
I think Arizona probably has more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was looking at our Roseville. It's like homes here still sell pretty fast. It's amazing. In
Yeah.
California, particularly. Yeah.
Yeah. In certain areas for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely. So before you got on the call, Yi, while you were out, I did go through on the dashboard. And I know there's people here. I'm not sure if think a lot of people joined us after we got started. And in the beginning of the call on the dashboard, we have a new email blast that I've already sent out. And it's called Finally, a Market That Favors Home Buyers Again. And if I click on that link, now I've already sent this out, so I can't send it again. But this is a phenomenal email. And it's just letting buyers know, especially the buyers that are on the fence, that, in fact, why don't you talk about, because you're the one that wrote this. So why
I
don't you
think there's a version for lenders.
this is the lender version.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. So in this email, first thing we want to talk about is how long the listing been sitting on the market nationwide, right? And also 1 in 5, essentially over 20% listing had a price reduction. So that immediately is trying to tell the buyer you are in a buyer's market, right? So you have a lot of leverage. The next thing, like you have leverage and negotiation power. So we immediately go into, hey, if you want a list of price reduced homes, you can click here. So that kind of give them a value offer.
Yep.
Then we talk about if you're thinking about buying this year, this might be the most favored market that we've seen in a long time. So here's what we're offering. I can see. Can you move down?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So let me know if you want help getting pre-approved, a custom financing plan that lowers your monthly payment, or guidance on how to use seller paid 2-1 buy downs to your advantage. So these are the offers we're offering our buyers, whether you want pre-approved, whether you want financing strategy, or how we can use the 2-1s to really lower your payment. So these are really talking to your audience. Look, here's a buyer's market and here's what I'm offering. So send this to your database and then follow up with them, right? With either
Yeah.
a phone call or maybe hopefully this will get them excited about the next step.
Yeah. And Tony, to your point of the buyer, or I'm sorry, days on market being 77, this email sits in the editor. So by all means, go through the email, customize it for yourself as appropriate. So, where it says here, averaging 53 days on market. Yeah, just change that to 77 days. You could say averaging 77 days in the Arizona market or in the Phoenix market, whatever you want to do. And the email that I sent out already had 13 people open it.
Oh,
So we got
wow.
13 people that have actually looked at the email. And as I'm looking at them in my other monitor here,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
These are type of very engaging emails you should send to your database because you know what? These are people like, gosh, yeah, I need to act.
Yep.
There are people, the reason people are scared, they're like housing is sitting on market longer, but they forgot to realize that's why they need to act now. That's the whole point. We try to get to the database.
Yep. Exactly. In fact, oh my God, you've already,
So
say the 24th?
today is the
Um,
24th. Yes.
oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
So
I'm
can
sorry. I
I
was looking.
ask you, actually, since you mentioned here, if you want to price reduce homes in your area, let's say they respond to that, what do you do next? Can you tell people,
Yeah. What do you do now? Well, so if you're a lender, what I would do is I would get with one of my agent partners. Hopefully, all the agents here have an agent partner. So, Tony, for example, the agent that now, if you got access to the MLS or you have IDX because you're a lender and an agent, then what I would do is I would drop them into a search for price reduced homes for the area. But let me back up real quickly. Let me back up. I would call them up or email or text, whatever, just follow up with them and find out what area and price point and bed bath that they're looking for. So everyone's going to be a little bit different. So if somebody does reply back, send me a list of price reduced homes for sale. Again, what area you looking for? What's the price range and the number of bed and bath that you're looking at? I don't want to send you an entire list of hundreds of homes that will take hours to go through. I want to make sure I just send you the most appropriate list that you would want to take a look at. So I would try to do that first. Now, if I can't get a hold of them after a couple of days, I would then maybe turn them over to my agent partner and just say, hey, listen, I've got a lead that's on my database that requested a list of price reduced homes for sale. I've not been able to get a hold of them, or you were able to get a hold of them. Let them know you got a hold of them. But regardless, ask your agent partner to set them up for a list of price reduced homes for sale. And again, absolutely brilliant for a way to establish better relationships with your agent partners, right? That's what we're
right,
trying to do as lenders is get more agent partners. And you could even round robin that. So if you take that email, you can drop that email into your CRM. So whatever CRM you're using, if I go back to the dashboard, in fact, all right, I've already got Follow Up Boss right here. So let me show you. If
yeah,
I come
but don't
down
send it.
here,
Don't send from the follow-up boss. Okay. Because my
oh, no,
client,
I'm not going to.
no.
No. And I'm just going to show. So this was the email that we're talking about. Finally, a market that favors, but I've already sent that, so I can't send it again. Actually, let me see something here. Can I? No, we got to. You know what you can do? I can just take.
Copy
I,
paste.
yeah, you can literally just copy like this. Yeah, perfect. Now again, I'm not gonna. I won't send this out, but just to show people. Let's see if that works. Maybe not.
Yeah, but then you have all the other
Yeah,
formatting.
no, give me 1 second here. Let me try this.
How did,
If I just do, in fact, I'm not going to do hello first name because your CRM will actually have that in it.
yeah,
So if I just do this though, and then copy, so I just copy the body of the email, not the header and all that, and then this should work. Yeah,
yeah,
there we go.
perfect.
Boom. Look at that. The signature, the email, all of that, and then your CRM, if you're going to drop this into your own CRM, typically your CRM will have the first name tag in it. You may even have a signature, not use the listings to leads one if you don't want to. And then I would just put in the subject line and get that out the door.
Yeah, you know
Beautiful.
what I love? Because a lot of these leads are like you get from internet. They're like call it half cold, half warm leads. So it would take them a while for them to warm up to you. And these type of information, you essentially helping them understand the market, give them the tools, and they will realize, oh my gosh, they have they start to realize you're actually providing value to them. So over time, this relationship is going to grow. Over time, they're going to realize, yeah, I like this person. I want to work with her.
Yeah.
So you want to put
Well,
them essentially it's the value chain. You keep feeding them with the right amount of information, valuable information as a buyer. Or some of them might have a home to sell. I actually know for a fact there are 3 of them have homes to sell. But they're like, ah, we're not gonna sell right now. But the point is there will be sellers in there that will you can refer them to the listing agent at some point.
man, I tell you, can you imagine being a lender and you refer a listing to an agent? That would blow their mind. Like, when is the last time a lender has ever referred a listing to a, and especially one that where they can double end it? Depending on how you want to do it, I might even want to ask for a referral fee from that agent. I think in the beginning, I just want to have a relationship with the agent, depending on
Yeah.
who that agent is, because like a lot of things, sometimes you're gonna not make as much money as you should. And I think everybody, maybe I'm just a little bit gun shy and asking for a referral fee.
Do it.
But yeah, hey, if I'm gonna give you a listing, man, don't just give me a set of cutlery knives. I don't want a doormat from you
Yeah.
or whatever. I want some money. Can't do it. All right, Tony, thank you so much for that. So Tony says can't do referral fees.
Right.
I
Yeah, it's a
appreciate
guess.
that, Tony. I'm not a lender, so sometimes I might say something. So thank you for letting me know. Now, Tony, let me ask Tony, do you want to mention right now? Because I know we're going to be talking to you a little bit later today. Actually, Tony sent us a Zoom request for 1 o'clock
Okay.
to talk about permanent rate buy downs and using that as a marketing strategy. Tony, I don't know if I'm speaking out of line here, but I think that's that's going to be maybe something if Tony is okay with it, we'll talk about next week. But regardless, I'm excited to talk to Tony a little bit later today.
Okay. Yeah. And we talked about using find the listings, right? Advertise the listing. What else do you talk about?
But let me go to Zillow and let's go to Roseville. And this is actually,
Doing the homework, it does take a lot of time.
I'm sorry.
Doing the homework, find the right listings. It
Well, not a knock against you, but you are super detailed. I think a little bit more than I would be. So for me, I'm a little quicker. So, cause I like to look at the homes as well. And so I go through, I'm like, boom, I got the homes. Yi is very detail orientated. So she likes to take her sweet time. Again, I would take out townhomes, and you could, if you got IDX, I don't want lands and lot. I don't want townhomes in my area. And I do like to, where I can, right? I'm gonna take off owner. No, I don't know, man. Maybe it would be not a bad idea to go after foreclosed bows. In fact, I was
why
talking
do
to
you
another,
leave the owners in there? Why not?
yeah, and I'm thinking the same thing. I like to do must have a pool. No, there's no waterfront around here. But again, if you live near waterfront properties, just beautiful. Showing that waterfront, let's hit apply. And wait, there's no, what? How can there be no Roseville homes? What am I missing here? Oh, 45 homes. Oh, there we go. All right. So Sarasota. All right. I did something wrong.
Yeah, because you had the somehow you had the Sarasota in there. Price reduced homes. I don't know.
Yeah. For sale, 6 to 800. Let me do six is minimum. Maybe I'm not going high enough. I know in our area there's a little bit more. So we got 500 to a million. There should be homes in that. I got any for that. I got houses. Perfect. Then what do I got here? Agent. Maybe it's the coming soon. Include must have pool. Maybe if I take off. Oh, it was doing pool and waterfront. Oh, that's weird. Look at that. If I do waterfront, I lose everything. All right. Boom. Now we got it. All right. And because again, just like when you do ads, you don't want to waste money on doing an ad for a property that's just not going to do well. So this house right here, great curb appeal. All right. So this could be nice. So imagine, because you got to think it all the way through. Don't overdo it, but I like to just think it through here. So, E's going to be in front of the house. What will, whatever it is, right? What will $800,000 get you in Roseville, California? Come with me and let's find out. She's walking into the property, got great curb appeal. So I like that. And I was like, boom. All right. No, this is out. See, it's the,
There's no
let me just,
furniture. Yeah.
yeah, unless it's got just the most beautiful pool area. This kills me.
See,
If
I don't see this is if I was seller, I would not use this realtor.
No,
Here, you have a perfect home.
the
All
most
right.
beautiful photographs are 51. I got to click 51 freaking times. For any of you, if there's any agents listening to this, stop shooting yourself in the feet. Get these beautiful photos in the front. You don't have to show me freaking bathroom photos and empty third bedrooms
Yeah.
when this is what is going to get people excited.
It has a beautiful backyard,
This is
right?
gorgeous.
It's
Yeah, this
this is
is
awesome
nice.
property. Yeah, there's no furniture. You know what? You spend $2,000, $3,000, get it staged. This is gonna get so much faster. What people don't realize.
Yeah. So I actually might go do this
Storage.
property. This could be a really beautiful property to do. Now, what I would do is we'd do the front. Then we're going to come to the look at that. Oh my God, that is actually really pretty. All right. And again, they didn't do. Was there a pool?
No, there's no pool. That's
How
a
did we
problem.
not get a pool in that? All right. Anyways, hey, that could be a beautiful property to actually go to. Now, on the inside, let me just share with everybody. We would not do a lot of filming on the inside, maybe just in the kitchen only. Just to say it's got a great kitchen and there's some upside potential here, where definitely move in ready, but there's upside. And if you ever wanted to redo the kitchen to add more value to this property, because as beautiful as that backyard is gorgeous. I
And
think,
yeah,
yeah, and
personally,
it's only 710.
I would scratch this house out.
You
I
would?
know for a fact, one, there's no pool, and two, oh
Yeah.
my goodness, it's just for what it is, it's overpriced.
Cool.
It for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah. We don't want
Yeah,
to do overpriced listings necessarily unless it's just gorgeous for some reason,
yeah,
unless there's some extenuating circumstance. So here's a pool. This is, eh, yeah, that's kind of pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. A little bit of a different vibe in the front yard. Oh,
that's an
that is
interesting
pretty.
home.
Yeah. The
High
inside,
ceilings, nice,
yeah,
refurnished. It's probably not hardwood floors, but refurnished.
yeah.
Yeah, it has the potential.
Oh, great kitchen. Got a
Great
nice
kitchen,
kitchen.
yeah,
All right. Damn.
and got a
That's a
pool. Okay.
small island. I think that's the most narrow island I have ever seen in my life. That is funny. That's actually almost you know what? Look, it's on wheels. Okay. I'm sure it stays with the property. You'd want to find out if you're going to represent the buyer, but it was on with great. It's got a garage and then a nice deck in the backyard, nice pool. Because here's the thing, also a little pro tip for the lenders, even for agents that are on the call here. I mentioned earlier doing the clip in front of the house, right? Will 715 get you in Roseville, California? Come with me and let's find out. And then maybe it's a gorgeous kitchen is the start of your second shot, or it could be the backyard. So your second shot is of you standing right near the pool, or whatever the other main feature of the property is what I would go for. And so here I might stand where you get that big, beautiful tree and the pool in the same shot as you, talking about this is a beautiful backyard where spend time with friends and family or just chill out by yourself. It's got that lawn looks nice. So that's going to photograph or, ooh, raised garden. Beautiful. All right. Yeah. That little storage shed. Not a big lot, but a very well used lot.
Yeah, actually, this property listing, I did look at it. It's just came on the market actually.
Yeah.
That's why it did not put on the top of the list.
If it hadn't sold in the next week or so, yeah, 17 days.
Yeah.
So likely to sell, I don't know where's Zillow anyways, but yeah, this might be a listing that you call for next weekend. And, if they have an open house, great. If not, this might be a house where you call up and you ask, hey, can I market your property? Because again, it's got great photographs. If I'm doing the ad, I'm going to do I think this image right here might be
Yeah,
the
this is
first image in
beautiful.
the
Yeah.
ad. Then I might show this kid
That's
because
always good. Yeah.
one thing about when you show a kitchen in the ad, see if you can get it where you can show the kitchen and the backyard so that people can know, oh, wow, from the kitchen, I got access right to the pool or the backyard area. But I wouldn't show these. And then I might go right to like this photo. Cause again, and I would have, if I was a photographer and see this is where people kill me, instead of showing this angle, I would
Mhm.
move it around to where I got more of that tree. That's a beautiful tree. And when you got the tree in the pool more in the shot, it's going to just look a lot better. So if you're a lender and you're going to do a quick little video, right? Think of the how does the whole shot look and try to frame it for more engagement. And then I would definitely want to show this off. This for someone that's got a green thumb and they want to do a little bit of gardening. Man, it's even got the, I don't know what you call that, like the cover.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, that might be that could be. Now I don't know if 740 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 2,100 square feet. But
I
here's the deal.
it
It's
doesn't
going now, in fact, in the ad, I would also show the garden bed. So I might show front of the house, pool, kitchen, and then the garden bed. You could know how the listing leads template looked with the 4 images. Because you're gonna get people that want a pool. You're gonna want to get people, you're gonna get people that like the idea of gardening, a nice clean home with a bit of a unique look in the front, which is it's not one of those standard key cutter homes. I love that little walkway. That walkway is really pretty there on the left. But anyways, any questions on anything that we've covered here? I think we're almost done with this call. So this is actually a better call than I was thinking it was going to be. Because again, what are we trying to do as lenders? Obviously, we want to generate leads. We want to get more buyers. We want to get more loans, and we want to establish more relationships with agents. And I think we covered a lot of that today, and how to engage our current buyer leads.
we didn't
Anything you think we
cover is
missed?
like cold calling probably.
Pardon me?
We didn't cover cold calling.
But not cold calling, but you mean follow up.
Follow-up, yeah.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that real quickly before we go? Or we covered that a lot in a lot of the other calls. So in the
So,
past
you
call,
just the bottom line is you wanna bring as many leads into your system as possible, so you're not, like, just focusing 1 or 2 calls a day, and then do it consistently, and do not let the buyer get into your skin. They're mad or whatever, don't let it bother you, because these are people you've never met, there's not any in prior engagement, so you gotta call them up, you gotta just follow up. And if they say no, move on to the next one, so just keep doing it and not get bothered by it, okay? And
yeah,
then uh, and
let
then
me,
everything that we're doing is served for 2 purposes. One, continue to grow your buyer database because this database, whether it's gonna be somebody now who's gonna get pre-approved or 3 months, 6 months down the road, you're just growing your long-term growth, right? So whatever strategy you're using, everything's gonna they all have a purpose. Social media is growing your branding, growing your knowledge, and then when your database see that, they're more likely to work with you because you're providing something that other people don't. They feel like you are the expert.
yeah,
Okay. And what the content part, we may have to have a separate training about it. What content you should put out.
yeah, because you know what? In addition to the property videos where
You got to put out,
on,
yeah,
on
product
TikTok,
videos, a lot of different ideas. And the good thing is we do have ChatGPT, so makes life so much easier nowadays.
yeah, the property videos, a few have gotten over 1,000 views. We did over 1 to 2, 300 views. And then you did that call from the car last that we posted yesterday, where you're in the car talking about what were you talking about? Oh,
Oh,
price
rate
cut
buy
or
downs versus waiting for the Fed rate cut.
yeah. And that's already got 69 likes, 5 comments, and over 900 views.
Really? 69 likes? Holy crap.
I don't know. Yeah, last night it had
Oh,
five,
awesome.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I
60.
realized when I start renting, people actually enjoy hearing it.
Yeah, I just liked it. So now we're at 70. I just liked it. All right. Full disclosure. I liked it. Get it to 70. But yeah, you're at it's hard to see, 874 views.
Oh, wow.
Damn. The one before that was 142, 311, 280, 250. The first time home buyer webinar was 252. The one before that was 2,600, 1,089, 1,068,
I
1,300.
don't know
A
which
lot
one.
of up and down.
Yeah, I don't know which strategy is gonna. I think everyone has its purpose. Just keep doing, we doing, and build out your pipeline socially, and then grow your relationships.
Yep. All right, everybody, listen, with that, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, you've got your affiliate, as a lender, you may not even be aware of this, but as a lender, if I copy that affiliate link, you can offer other lenders a 45-day free trial. Agents get typically a 21 free day trial, but lenders get a 45 free day trial. So if you got a lender in your network, maybe in a different area, whatever in your company, you can share your affiliate link with them and they get a 45-day free trial so they can join all of our calls, get into the mastermind group, start doing what we're talking about here, and start running ads for agents, start referring leads to agents. And can you imagine, even before the 45 free day trial is over with, they could have some of the amazing relationships. I'll show you, Yi, kind of funny that you may not have realized. You've only been doing this for about 45 days, just a little
Yeah,
bit over. And
and there's also a 2 week hiatus because I went on vacation, which kind of stopped the whole everything. So
yeah, we
as
did
much
not do
as
a
I
good job
preach
on
about,
vacation.
as much as I preach, tell everybody, oh, do a consistent all that, and then you go on vacation and everything stopped. So my
Yeah.
bad. I have not earned my respect. Whatever.
That's all right. All
I'm
right,
just saying
everybody,
it's
listen,
not
thank you for
easy.
joining us. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop us a line in the mastermind group. You can DM me on Facebook. Go with our support team if you need help with support, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. See you guys on the next training.